drop pellets, right?
Yup.
Okay.
Yup.
For the pig, you gotta
Here.
keep the trap on your head, and because you'll be able to just leave with it, right?
Yeah.
Yup.
You want to keep the trap on your head for as long as possible to maximize that value.
To be
Okay,
honest,
okay.
the game I ever played that's related to Dead by Daylight
Hooked on you?
is ID something. I put it like for like 5 minutes and then I just stopped playing it altogether.
All right, man. I
Okay.
appreciate it. Next time I play Dead by Daylight, I'll make sure to
Do
use
all of those things.
it's
Okay. Well,
absolutely
we're live.
about some
We're
fucking
back.
straight line 100.
Oh man, I had so many things I wanted to say that I can't say on live.
Oh my god.
This fucking guy, dude.
This fucking
The amount of slurs I could just spout out right now is
Oh my
diabolical.
god.
Oh,
You
I
should
didn't
pray.
say
It's
they were
diabolical.
slurs.
Okay.
I implied they
I
were slurs, but I
appreciate
didn't say they were slurs.
Okay, so anyway, welcome back to the stream. We're rudely interrupted because of something that came up, unfortunately, but we're back.
Don't say rudely interrupted. It was a family
Yeah.
emergency, bro.
Yeah.
Sandy, you're still
I was
good,
saying
man.
rudely
Bro.
interrupted from me. Yeah, I rudely interrupted the stream. My bad, guys.
Next time,
Um,
dog, just don't take your dad to the.
yeah, no.
Yeah, honestly, if he was having a seizure, just let him.
No,
He'll get over
but
it. It's fine.
Yeah,
in
he's big baby.
yeah, but in all seriousness, I had to leave because of some little minor, family emergency, unfortunately. But it has been rectified. We are back. We're back to streaming. So last I remember we left off, I believe we left off at the point where Zoro what was it you were trying to do again, Zoro? You were trying to teach what?
Zoro was I actually wrote it down just in case. Zoro was mentioning that he wanted to help out the workers, learning to fight to defend themselves.
Oh, okay. Um shoot, what was your role again that you gave me? It was like a 17 or 18 or 19?
1 bajillion.
What?
It passed.
Is a bajillion. Okay, so due to your your background as a due to your background as part of somebody that's part of like a tribe and learning to fight all throughout your life, you essentially were able to teach them a lot of things that most of them didn't even know you could do with like weapons, or you taught them tactics that you learned throughout your time in the Grass tribe, growing up. And you kind of taught them the works, and gave them a lot of training, telling them what they need to work on. And you notice that after a good few months of them doing some hard training, they look pretty formidable. It's almost as if you are facing what looks like a small army in your eyes, Zoro, and you taught them pretty damn well. After that, what else does Zoro do?
All right, so another thing that Zoro would like to do is just more so think about why it is that his brother just suddenly died doesn't make sense to him. More so just to like think back to see if there's anything that he could have missed on to like if there was something that he couldn't remember at that time or if he could remember now, just to see if there's any other clues you could find to whether my brother's disappearance is his death or if it was of some other nature similar to what happened with his dad.
Okay. Give me a history check. I would say, because of your time growing up with your little brother, I would say give me that history check with advantage.
All right, that one. I just gotta get it real quick. History check with two, and I get a 7.
A 7. I mean, I'll give you 2 on that one. You know that um, when growing up, you know that your brother's name was Gaul, by the way. Your little brother Gaul, um, before he was sent out, you were there on the day that he was supposed to be. Well, you weren't. How can I really put this? You weren't exactly there per se, but you had been given updates as to your brother's time in the tribe while you were out in the field, working under obviously a general like you were before. Um, and during that time, you remember that in one of the notes that your brother had embarked to go on his own little quest similar to yours. However, his his what is it? His target was not a dragon per se. It was more so of a serpent-like creature that was described to be a dragon. But they didn't say they didn't specify that it was a dragon specifically. They said that it was something that had the likeness of one, which you found interesting because usually they would give you a hard, solid name to figure out what creature you're looking for. Like with yours it took a little bit of a while, but you were told to go hunt a Hydra. Um, and you've heard from some news from your brothers. Your other brothers were told to go fight other things, like specters, who are big eyed with three tentacles, creatures that were very dangerous. um, some of them were given smaller tasks to fight, like hellbores. You're very familiar with them with your time in the tribe. um, Hellbores are not exactly something that are too difficult. They're, the only problem with them is that they're a little too rowdy, and the flames that they spit out is a bit of a problem. But unlike the ones that they were given, Gaul was the only one that was given a description of a creature rather than a name. So that was something that piqued your interest, but you weren't able to figure out much, as of course you were still away from home. Um, so there's some new information that you had found out about your brother's disappearance.
Okay, all right. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Um, and then so outside of that, I would just want to train um with Coco with my new great sword, and just to train Coco for him to also, get better and stronger.
All right. Okay. So you guys go through a little bit of some training during this 5 month time skip. Lastly, Vavith Bapril, aka Hierarchy. So obviously you remember during that fight, you banished Catherine, and when the fight was over, Catherine reappeared in an unconscious state. She's not dead; she's still breathing, but you can tell that she was deprived of oxygen a good for a good 5-6 minutes, to the point where all of her bodily functions had shut down to basically preserve her life. As you had finished absolutely omni-manning Linton and completely destroying the Urtron Manor, you feel a change in your magic, and you feel that you lost concentration with your banishment spell, and um, you are now standing at the Urtron Manor, the rubble of it. What happens here?
So if this is like same day that I burned it down,
Yes, it's the
I
same
will.
day.
I will also have made it so that Catherine and her father, I forgot his name. Fuck.
Calvin.
Calvin, that's what the fuck. It was something. See, I remember. So Calvin and Catherine, I made them both leave the town with an escort of a few guards that I kept before I burned that shit down, and made them go back to the original manor.
Okay. We'll start off with that sequence. So, after you had finished burning down the manor, or sorry, before you had decided to burn down the manor, you flew back, after you felt your banishment spell, or after you felt your banishment concentration completely dissipate, you come back to see that there is a group of there's like a mob of nobles that are surrounding Eric, Zoro, and Celeste and Karuni, as they are basically corralled in the middle of the church while a bunch of nobles raise a bunch of their weapons to them. And I'm assuming you are going to take action against them, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So just before you're able to take action, you hear a roar from somebody behind you. To turn around to see that there are dozens, and I mean dozens of like lower class Ravenfall citizens who have gathered outside and have basically come to your guys' aid. And you see that they rush into the church, completely like pushing all of the basically fighting back against the nobles. You see them like pushing them back. You see the nobles are trying to fight back here and there, but ultimately the battle was won in your favor, as the nobles have decided to back off towards the back of the church, as the party, or as there's like a wall of lower class citizens basically defending you guys, while obviously Catherine's body's on the other side, and everybody else is tending to it. And you come back and you see that everybody's tending to Catherine as she is barely waking up.
Hmm. So, I think Bapple in this situation would, first off, just do a quick little checkup on Catherine, just like a quick look of like, oh wait, did I accidentally kill her? That would be that would be hilarious.
Yeah, you go up and you check. Yeah, you see Catherine is still breathing, but she's breathing heavily. You can tell that it seems like she has been deprived of oxygen for a good few minutes. So, but yeah, so she's alive. She's breathing. She has just not awoken yet. Everybody else is tending to her, making sure that she is breathing stably, as much of a stable breathing as they can get her to at this point in time. Anything else you do here?
Batman would pretty much in this situation just gather a few guards that are around the place, because I believe there would be some guards like outside.
Yeah, so there would be some guards. The guards normally would be very prejudiced against you, would have a sense of prejudice against you that you would feel, but you feel, as in this demon form, and obviously showing signs of aggression, are willing to comply rather quickly. So
so pretty much Bapple would now just, in the nicest way that he can, and by that I mean partial threatening, I would pretty much tell these guards, okay, please tend to young Miss Catherine. Sir Calvin is in the big tavern that's close by. Just ask for the room of Vaveth, and they will most likely guide you to him. You are to take both her father and him to the original Ursula Manor. Calvin will know where that is.
You see one of the guards look over at you, and he gives you like a salute. Says, "Yes, sir." As him and the other guard bolt out. But as they bolt out, you hear, "Oi! We have a situation here."
Always situations. I would walk towards the situation.
As you walk out of the church, you see a maid who is helping Calvin walk up to the church. Still blindfolded, of course. And his legs no longer looking like a doll. No longer looking like mannequin legs, but he seems like he still hasn't gotten used to them as he is like guided up the steps. With the help of this maid, of course. And you hear the maid say, "Is what did you say his name was, sir? Yes. Is Vavith Baprold here?"
You're looking at him.
You hear Calvin give an audible gasp as he says, Baprold, where are you? I can't see you. As you see him hold out one of his hands, reaching out in the air, basically.
I pretty much meet the hand with an. I would first off remove my glove and just meet him with the demon hand.
He feels your hand. He says, "What? Oh, I see. You're still Baprold, right? You're still Baprold, right?" You see him you feel him grip his hand you see him try to grip your hand hard, but it feels very weak to you, but you feel the sentiment. He says, You're still Vavid Baprold, right? My son!
You will take Catherine and you will return to the original manner. We will discuss this later. Also, for your son, he sends his regards.
You feel his hand, you feel his grip loosen a little bit, and he lets go. He says, oh, that boy. I knew I shouldn't have let him out of that manner that day. He was the only son that I could ever rely on. Whoever you are, thank you. Thank you for freeing me. Yes, is my daughter alright?
Yeah, she's pretty okay. Obviously, there's still some repercussions to the fact that she was mind controlled, but other than that, she seems to be in a stable condition. Partially stable condition, but she should be fine.
Oh yes, I remember that day. The day Linton brought in those 3 damn guests. The day that I was... Yes, I remember it. There were 3 of them. That damn son of a baron that I don't remember tortured me for days. That other one, he kept his face hidden, but I could feel the malice in him. I never should have let them in the home. I knew better than to let them in.
You mentioned 3. What
Yes.
about
The third one, I can't remember, but I remember one night I remember. That night, he came into my room and took my eyes. He told me he'd need them for next time. He'd need them for some project of some subject. I remember.
No worries, good sir. You are in safe hands now. As I said, we will have an escort ready for you by the end of the day. Just be sure that your daughter knows that she's safe now. And I will send you word of what your son will have to say when I get to him.
So my son is alive!
Yeah, just not in too good of a position.
Well, that is fine. Linton, I no longer regarded Linton as my son. The only son that I ever had true pride for was Vavith Baprold. The only one that I could ever give him the Earnshaw name. That boy would always get into trouble. But I still respected him as my son. He was a good man. He is a good man. And whoever you are, if you were to see Baprold again, please tell him to come visit. Everybody would be thrilled to meet him. As would I. I would love to give him my formal last name as his adoptive father. Thank you, whoever you are. You see tears coming down from the sides of his face, and you see that the blindfold is like dripping with tears. Um, as he looks over at the maid and he pats the maid on the chest, he says, "Please, ma'am, let's take me back to the tavern, please. I would like to meet my daughter there." And the lady says, of course, sir." As she looks over at you, she says, "Please, if you are to take care of your belongings, we would gladly take care of the situation with Sir Calvin here, if you would like."
You're dismissed.
You see the woman. You see the maid bow. She says, "Of course, sir." And you see her help a stumbling Calvin walk back to the tavern.
Bapro pretty much in this situation just like turns to his head to the left. Funny that he would say that you're his son. Would have been funny if you hadn't lost that gamble. Oh well. Let's see if you'll have control when we return. And just like a little laughter comes out of Bapro.
In that little laughter, this is gonna be within the same day. So, Celeste, as you're holding up the head of Catherine, you hear Catherine cough, and you see her eyes weakly open.
Celeste looks to her and she gives a small smile. She's like, "Hi, you're Catherine, right?"
She does not respond.
Okay, great. So in that moment, she's like trying to like gain. She's trying to like talk to Catherine, trying to gain her consciousness. I'm kind of like waving her hand over her face to see if maybe she's able to like respond to it as she's waking up.
Yeah, you see that Catherine is like you can see that Catherine is awake, but you can tell that she's like fading in and out of consciousness. So she's kind of like in limbo in terms of her consciousness at the moment.
Okay. She looks to the rest of the party who's around her, and she essentially says like, "Oh, I think we should probably take her somewhere safe so she can continue resting. There's a lot of commotion is happening around here right now."
You hear
To the tavern.
you hear one of the peasants behind say, "Aye, take Lady Catherine back to the tavern. Tabs on me. I'm the owner. Nice to meet you. I heard you did a number on the guards, right?"
Yes.
Well, serves them right, those money-loading bastards. Well, your rooms in the tavern are on me. You ain't got to pay for your tab in the tavern anymore. And food and drink are all yours. Just make your way back safely, of course.
Sure thing. And she attempts to lift up Catherine.
Give me a strength check. If anybody wants to help you guys can.
No, go ahead. I'll help.
Okay, well, regardless of advantage, so you're able to help pick up Catherine. You feel Catherine is like much lighter than you had anticipated her to be, but yeah, you're able to kind of hold her as she sheepishly looks over in your direction, Bapple. And your gaze meets her eyes. As you can see, she is fading in and out of consciousness. And she reaches out a hand, a very weak hand towards you.
One of Bapro's arms like jerks in position.
And you see that her hand, like touches yours. As you feel her hand, is like kind of cold. but it's not cold as in she's like it's not cold enough as if like she's dying, but it just feels cold as if she was passed out for a good while and her system hasn't been working properly. Um, but her hand meets yours, and your fingers interlock, or her fingers interlock with yours, as for a good few seconds, until her hand lets go and she passes out again.
Don't worry, Backfold. I'll make sure that she gets well rested. Celeste says that before she heads out to the tavern.
Better. I said it under my breath, like.
All right. So you make your way back to the tavern, Celeste, and you're able to take Catherine back into bed. As you look over, or as you're about to leave the room, though, Celeste, you see that there's a figure standing at the door with a blindfold. He says, "Catherine, Catherine, is that you?"
Celeste notices Calvin. Or he has tears, Calvin. She opens the door.
Like these. It was me.
Is the door closed?
The door's open.
Oh, so okay. So she looks at Calvin and she goes, "Oh, she's actually just resting, but here, let me help you over to her." And she grabs like his arm lightly, and she guides him over to a chair, where she positions it nearby Catherine's bed, so he may sit next to her.
You see him as he is sitting down next to Catherine. Almost by instinct, he knows, and he reaches out and he touches Catherine's forehead. He says, "Oh, my beautiful daughter, you're alive." And you can see more tears running down the sides of his face. As you can see, he is essentially weeping silently. Sitting there next to Catherine. Anything else you do here, Celeste?
No, she just leaves the room and quietly closes the door to let them leave.
All right. So that'll be the end of that day for Vaporwald, and now we'll come by the 5 months of waiting. So in terms of the 5 months of waiting for you, Vaporwald, what do you do here specifically?
So, pretty much since the next day, the escort will most likely have left.
Yeah, the next day the escort have gathered around and have taken Catherine and Calvin into two separate carriages and have taken them towards the direction of the old Earnshaw Manor.
Okay, so pretty much what Baffled has been doing since that time, he has pretty much the same day routine of, in the morning he checks on Mercurio, just rechecks if the holy water is being applied very well, needs to check if bandages need to be reapplied, just normal stuff. But in both afternoon and evening, he actually spends the time in the ruins of the manor. Just either number one, training by himself without his mace, or just staring at the skull of Linton while sitting in a chair that he kept around just so he could sit and stare at it.
Alas, poor Yorick.
So in terms of your training, go ahead and give me a strength check. And since you are in demon form, I'll give you advantage.
Okay. That is a 15.
15. So throughout your training, here in the ruins of the Earnshaw Manor, and of course with the skull of Linton watching you, you begin punching at the walls, and in the first 2 months, or in the first month of training ish with your fist, you feel your hands you feel the bones in your hands kind of break. But obviously, since you are a cleric, you're able to heal your hands quickly. But every time you heal your hands, you feel your hands become even stronger. Um, and in that moment, after that month of that, finger breaking and then recovery, you notice that the second month you were training, your fingers don't break as much. So you don't have to end up healing it as often. And now it got to the point where at your 4-month mark, you are able to completely obliterate a wall with just 2 punches. And throughout the final month, the 5th month, you are basically able to crack steel doors now. Like you found a couple of steel doors that were still left over in the rubble that you were able to practice on, and you are able to now completely break steel doors, which gives you the feat Crusher. You practice in the art of crushing your enemies, granting you the following abilities: increase of your strength or constitution by 1 to a maximum of 20. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space, provided the target is no more than 1 size larger than you. And when you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage to a creature, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. So you have gained the Crusher feat throughout your months of training. Now, after the 5-month time skip, is where we begin with this session. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't finished with the lore
tad
bit.
So fucking sorry, my bad.
But also one more thing that happens with Battle in itself, it's the fact that his overall look is now a bit changed by the fact that no matter as you know, when he has the mace, he changes his demeanor. That demeanor now is now permanent. It is the way of the behavior of Baffled is now the same no matter if he has the mace or not. Not the demon form. The demon form obviously is still tied to said mace, but what happens in the head of Baffled is now permanently in a state of demon.
Yeah. So he's demon time 24/7.
Yeah.
All right.
For pretty much, which is also the reason why you heard it earlier.
Yeah, with Calvin.
The demon was in control.
All right. Is there anything else you do in this time?
Things.
Oh, go ahead.
Just to make a quick after roleplay or anything, I need my half plate.
Oh yeah, okay. So throughout the time, you notice that you might need a bit of a change of equipment, so you're able to procure yourself some half plate.
And
as for the half
I rob
plate,
a noble, I don't have to buy it.
well, if you're gonna rob it off of a noble, you get a damaged half plate. So
what do you? No, I'm gonna take the noble's money and then.
Oh, my mistake. I thought you took it off the corpse of a noble. Sorry. But yeah, okay.
Ew.
So you're able to purchase it.
And then training with the magic. What does that amount to?
So in terms of training
Just real
with
quick.
magic, you would need to trade off your mobile feat for Warcaster feat.
Huge. Taking that.
Okay. So, yep. Okay, go ahead.
Just one small thing. I'm also keeping the skull.
Okay, that's cool. Go ahead and add the Skull of Linton to your inventory, and just for the hell of it,
Alas for Linton.
just for the hell of it, the rarity of it is legendary. There's not really any special features to it. It's just a triumphant skull you look at every now and then to boost your to remind you of the failure of Linton Earnshaw. Womp womp indeed. So, we now move in to present day. We will begin with Eric and Karuni. So throughout your guys' months here, being in Ravenfall, of course, helping out the people and whatnot, and running errands for them and helping them rebuild their once great city to a pretty proportionate one that no longer has corruption seeping within it. Throughout your guys' time, Karuni and Eric, you guys have started to bond a bit more throughout the months, to the point where there are times where oh, did you want to say something?
Maybe.
Okay.
Let Cube finish.
Fine, finish.
um. So throughout the months, you guys have bonded to be a little closer. And of course, this is also due to Hellfire. Hellfire now being comfortable with you now, Eric. To the point where he no longer hisses at you whenever whenever you try to interact with Hellfire in any way.
Can I
Um,
give Hellfire the claw?
you give you give Hellfire the claw. Hellfire actually enjoys the claw whenever you do that to him. Um, except for
I use my
sometimes,
ignite feature to make my hand warmer when it does it, which would hurt otherwise, but he likes it.
yeah. Albeit sometimes he likes to play a little bit rough, so sometimes he likes to snap at your hand. Which of
Ow.
course led to a couple bits of bite marks on your hand, but
I'm
nothing too
taking one piercing.
I'm teasing. It's nothing too serious. Um, um, so throughout the months, you guys have gotten close to the point where you guys have started to take walks away from the group. You and Karuni by yourselves taking a walk throughout the city. Eric, throughout these walks, you describe your time in the Karuni asking certain questions, and you responding to him, whether it be like your time in the army, or your livelihood growing up, or some little aspects of like how you gained these knowledges and whatnot. um, and this all accumulates to one very night. And now we will have the display up for everybody. Now, if my computer wants to probably put it this way, there you go. So we want to have the display up of one night where each of you guys, or both of you guys, are taking a walk through the streets while everybody else is busy with their own errands that they are running currently. Let me go ahead and put up the atmosphere ambient volume as well. There you go. So one night, you guys are out here taking a stroll through the city streets. Anything you guys want to talk about? This is between you guys now.
It's getting quite late. The sun's almost down.
Yeah, you're right. We should probably head on back.
Maybe after a break. This walking is quite tiresome. I'd like to have a seat
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. And then Karina looks around to see where the two of them are able to take a seat and have a nice rest.
Okay. As you guys are continuing to walk to find a place to rest, you guys come across a particular impasse. Here, uh, each of you guys hear a voice that echoes through this alleyway. So, you the one that's with my daughter? And
Do you
out
hear
from the
that?
darkness, you feel a presence behind you. One that is
He's
one
right
that
behind
emits
me, is it?
one that emits a very, very powerful pressure to the both of you. Karuni, you recognize this presence with all too familiarity. This presence
Yeah, we can't
is your
see.
father. Oh, that's right.
Here,
Hold on. That's right. I forgot.
pick it up.
Um, sorry. Forgive me 1 second. I have to open it up for them as well. Sorry. Tailspire. Okay. As you guys, you guys hear this voice, and you guys feel this overwhelming pressure that basically your bodies, basically by instinct, immediately reach for your weapons, and you hear him say, Now, I'm not one to reach for my weapons when I meet someone new. So, would you?"
You must not be familiar with the customs.
Customs? Well, I'm familiar with the customs, and I'm pretty sure my daughter here also knows those customs. Ain't that right, baby girl?
Baby girl.
What do you want, Dad?
Dad?
Oh, I want nothing much. Don't worry, sugar. I don't want nothing much from you. All I want is for you to go home. All right? if you go home willingly, all right, in this very instance right now, we don't got to make this too much of a problem between the both of us. Come on. It ain't got to be too much of a problem. Your mother's worried sick about you at home. Come on.
I ain't going back.
Now, why is it you don't want to go back? Is it because the humans here kind of made you delusional? Have they made you kooky? You know what happened with your grandmother, right? When she went out exploring in the world, she came back crazier than ever. Now, I'm not one to
Excuse
really
me, sir,
follow
but Miss
tradition.
Bella Rose is perfectly capable of handling herself. She is a grown. Karuni, how old are you?
250?
200.
Damn.
She
Now,
is perfectly mature for her age.
as for you, Demon, I suggest you keep your mouth quiet. I'm trying to talk with my daughter. Now, if you don't want to get hit with
Eric slams his staff onto the ground, makes the gem glow. Call me a demon again.
now I feel you're threatening me. Let me
And
ask
what
you
of
this.
it?
I know you're the one that took down my employer. Castor was his name. I didn't really care about the money. The money wasn't exactly what I'm aiming for. What I'm aiming for right now is to bring my daughter back home. And now, when I see my daughter again, after she escaped from us years ago, right? She didn't even leave us a note or nothing. She escaped from us years ago. Didn't leave us a note. I come to find out that she's out here with a human. And not to mention a half-blood. Now, why is it you gotta break your old man's heart? You gotta do this? Really? I mean, the farm life wasn't enough for you? The village wasn't safe enough for you? You want to go out and get yourself killed out here amongst these filthy humans? Especially half-bloods. You gotta be crazier than you are. Come on now. Come home.
I
This ain't
warned
the
you
time
when
for
you
you to be
call me
playing
demon.
around.
I ain't
Oh, go ahead, Gertie.
I ain't going back. I told you before. I love the village, don't worry. Just let me try this. I love the village, don't get me wrong. It's my home. I'll always see it as my home. But I need to see the outside world. I can't stay another 100 years there. Just
100.
You sound just as crazy as you are, you know that?
maybe she wasn't crazy. You know
Now you
that.
know that ain't true. You know that ain't true. She came back from the human world with a human husband. That's crazy by our traditions. And now you're gonna come back with a half blood? What's next? What's next? Your daughter's gonna come back with the freaking giant lich? We can't be having that kind of thing and not roaming around in our town. Now come on now. You gotta know traditions gotta be followed. Now you either come home willingly, or we're gonna have to take you home.
I'd rather die than go back.
On hearing this, you hear another familiar voice. Your brother. Now, Pops. This ain't the time for you to be reckoning on my sister. Now, I understand that she might have caused some problems, but she's redeemable. Say, Karuni, you can be redeemed in the eyes of our Pops here, right? The only thing is, well, you see him kind of play with the dagger in his hand. He's like, all you gotta do to redeem yourself to our Pops is, well, kill that demon right there next to you, and we'll act like this never happened. We can go home like a happy family again.
Upon hearing that, Karuni's eyes just widen. As she looks over to Eric, and she looks back to her brother and her father. She's like, I ain't doing that. Both of you are fucking insane.
Karuni, stay close.
You see, I was never one to try to play tricks with my sister, but seeing as how you're kind of doing this to me, it kind of begs the question, right? You see him scratch his chin. Eric, give me a Constitution check. Sorry, Constitution saving throw.
Oh, please. 17.
As you see him scratch his chin, he says, "I just got one question to ask you here, demon. Are your lights on?" And as he says that, you see like 8 little tiny balls gather around both of you, Eric and Karuni, and they burst, leading to this like this like pink puff of smoke. Eric, you know that this is a powder that will cause one to have delusions in a sense. You're able to quickly mask your or essentially this is supposed to put you to sleep. You're able to basically mask out most of the effects of the smoke away from you. As for that, Eric and Karuni both give me a dexterity saving throw.
Bruh.
With dexterity?
Yes. Give me with disadvantage because there is smoke around you.
Both of us?
Yes.
But I made the save!
No, you made the Constitution save. Now you need to make a dex save.
I hate you, Dungeon Master.
Watch it. You might lose that war
Karuna
castle.
got a 13.
That's a 9.
With disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
As you guys are wafting through the smoke, you know this. Karuni, you huff in the smoke, but it doesn't affect you because elves can't be put to sleep. But you hear like a whoosh sound, and Eric, you feel something immediately tighten around your chest, or tighten around your like midsection, causing your arms to be like forced to your sides. As you look down, you see that there is a sling that is wrapped around you. You have been webbed. And upon squirming, you immediately fall to the floor as you are webbed. As the smoke dissipates, Karuni, you see that Eric is tied down to the basically tied up in a bunch of rope around him. Yeah, you see that he's tied up with a lot of rope around him. He is now webbed.
Crudy plus see that she immediately goes over to Eric and she's like, "Hey, hang on, I got you." And she tries to like cut away at the
Okay.
rope.
As you try to reach for it, you see an arrow whiz in between you, and out from the darkness behind. If I think I made her visible here. Yeah.
Bro, we're about to get Batman.
Yeah. Out from the darkness is another one. Not one you really recognize, but another archer that says, "Nah, nah, nah. I suggest you don't touch her. If you don't want to lose your fingers, honey." As she looks over at you, Karuni, and she aims her crossbow directly at you. And your father
Please
looks
tell
over.
me you
and
have
says,
some normal family member.
your father looks over and says, "Now, like I told you, we'll put an arrow in this bastard's head right now, unless you come home willingly. All right?
I'd like to see it try.
As for you, down there on the floor, I'd suggest you don't talk. Not unless you want to lose your teeth, of course. But I got Agatha back there waiting to see if she wants to put an arrow in you. Ain't that right, Agatha?" You see, she says, "Yeah, I'm ready to put an arrow in him whenever." He says, "All right, you heard the woman. Squirm if you like, but squirming's only going to get you an arrow to the back of the head there. As for you, my daughter, you're going to come home now. We're going to go home, and we're not going to have any more problems around here right now, are we? Because, if I remember correctly, y'all are hailed as heroes here. What, you're going to be playing heroes with some humans? Ain't that a bunch of bullshit, right?" Your brother looks over and says, "Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit if I heard it. Now, you're going to go
Phew.
home right now, right?" As he looks over at you, Karudi. Yes?
I'd like to subtle spell cast Mage Hand to start ensnaring me.
Okay. If you're gonna try to do that, let's subtle spell. Okay. First of all, give me a because there is a wizard here in this area.
Bruh, it's subtle spell. He doesn't
give-
see me cast anything.
I was gonna say, give me a stealth check, with disadvantage, to see if you're able to
Why?
use Mage Hand to get the bindings off of you without them noticing.
But I didn't use any
Wait,
verbal or
Karuni
somatic
talking?
components. There's
No,
no way they know.
No, but obviously, but you gotta remember, you gotta remember there is a wizard nearby that will alert them. So see if you're able to try to conceal it.
You
to
he
try to
cannot see
conceal
me
it.
cast a spell.
I know he cannot see you cast a spell, but this is it. But okay, the way I'm thinking about this encounter was that if you're gonna try to cast this, right? If you're gonna try to cast a spell, the wizard would be able to sense that a spell is being casted somewhere. So what I'm saying is, if you're gonna try to unbind yourself,
All right. Do I get
give
advantage
me.
because I'm in dim or darker light?
I was supposed to give you a disadvantage with this one, but I'll give you a base roll. So give me a base roll.
Right. Don't fail me now, I Vecna.
I was about to say,
that's a
like,
10 down the middle.
Oh.
What are you gonna say?
I was about to say. I mean,
Help me.
you were able to sense the portal.
Okay, it's a really powerful portal spell. This is a cantrip.
Yeah, but we also have to remember range.
Your face has to remember range, Cherokee.
What was your
I'm
roll?
here from a counter spell portal, dude.
Yeah, and I got those 40 minutes back when I knocked out 6 guys. Okay, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, guess what? You're still fucking negative.
Yeah.
What was your base roll, Eric?
10. It was
10.
10 straight down the middle.
As you see that your mage hand is like slowly beginning to unbind, because remember it's one hand that is trying to unbind you. You see that it's trying to unbind itself, but but as it's unbinding, you feel an arrow hit your shoulder. He says, nah. I see what you're doing there. He's trying to get himself out of this. He says, ain't that a bitch? He's trying to find a way to get the upper hand on us. Now, I would say we would spare the formalities with this, but listen, Karuni, your mother's worried sick at home. We gotta get you home now. If not, this demon's gonna kill the rest of us.
Why can't you just let me live my life?
You think I was able to live my life because you think I was able to give you all the luxuries back at home because I had to live my life? No. No. I had to be tough. Baby girl, you're not tough enough for this human world. Alright? I've taught you all that I could teach you, but you're still not ready to understand the humans here.
I see you as a hypocrite. You come here to the human world, probably. You're here right now, doing some job for God knows what.
But you see, I'm trying to do this for family. Alright? You don't understand what the humans did to us eons ago. Alright?
Okay,
They did
now
us
Ricardo.
dirty.
Well, that was eons ago. It ain't how it is now.
You ain't know the human, honey. You ain't know the human. Humans like this one are gonna kill us every now and then. They're gonna backstab you as soon as you turn your back to them. You don't understand how many times I've had to rely on humans and they backstab me. I don't think I trust you around any humans anymore. So, like I told you, we're going home now. Karuni, one second. Let me make a quick check real quick. I'm gonna check something real quick.
I'm going to be real. Southern elves was not an archetype I was expecting.
Well, I had to play into what Sailor started with Karuni, so I had to get that set.
No, I'm digging it.
I was thinking of doing like the standard British elves, but I was like, nah.
hey! I'm gonna be honest. The Southern works with the racism here.
Yeah, I'm sensing a lot of that right now.
I know, right?
Karuni, give me a Wisdom saving throw.
Is it to be charmed?
No, it's not to be charmed.
That is the 7, but I shall use my inspiration.
All right, go ahead and make yourself a reroll.
just regular, right?
Yeah, just a regular reroll.
That is the nat 20.
Damn.
God damn it! Just when I
Saved
thought
by the
I
bell.
had the both of them. Karuni, you feel another spell is being casted on you, and you see these these like spectral, like these pink spectral chains come out of the ground and wrap around your arms. But you know that this spell, you know the spell easily. That this is one of the ones that your father likes to use with some other person that casts this. You're able to pull your hands away just in time and manage to back off away from it, just to see that a pink rectangular glyph has appeared on the ground with a bunch of runes. You recognize this as a hold person spell. And as this hold person spell was casted again from the shadows,
Bruh.
is one more that comes out. One that is a hooded figure that you can't exactly discern, especially with the darkness looming around you. He says, "Why do you always gotta make this difficult? Why you gotta make this difficult? Even back at home, you made this difficult. You fighting with your mom all the time. That's not how I raised you. How did you turn out this way? How did you turn out to want to be an explorer? I never taught you anything."
Because I wanted to. That's what I've been trying to explain. It's just I wanted to. I read all these books growing up, and I just fell in love.
Books. Should have
See,
knew I
this
should
is
have killed that
this is
traveling
the
merchant.
problem. You keep on
Matilda.
dismissing me. I'm trying to share all these things, but you just dismiss me all the time.
Baby girl, there is nothing else that can be said about humans. Come
Well, the
on.
time that I spent here with humans, they're nothing but kind people. They've shown me a lot. They taught me a lot. And then she looks to Eric and she's like, I even fell for one.
You see his eyes widen. You see his eyes widen in shock as you see him turn his eyes over to Eric, and within a flash, appears right above you, Eric, with a dagger at your throat. He says, "Now you listen to me, demon. You charm my daughter? Did you charm her? Huh? Was this your
I was
doing?"
gonna be charmed.
With my bewitching good looks.
Oh,
Not a
you're
fucking die.
you're
He's good at that.
bewitching good looks, huh? He puts up the dagger close to you. He puts like the dagger tip close to your eye and says, "Let's see how good you look after a good few scarrings, huh? Let's see how good you look." As he puts the dagger to your to your cheek and then makes a slash at your cheek.
Oh, I
Take
was
it.
gonna say I was waiting. I was gonna hold an action.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What hold action would you try to do here?
I'm going to hold an action to cast Misty Step.
Counterspell.
Bruh!
You forget we have
No,
a
actually,
mage.
in that
Subtle
moment,
spell.
can Karudi use her
Cube.
Karudi
Subtle
takes-
spell.
Okay, let me see how that works with subtle spell real quick. Hold on.
Subtle spell means I don't cast with verbal or somatic components, which means he cannot see me cast a spell. And if he cannot see me cast a spell, then it cannot be counterspelled.
Hold on, I want to make sure with this. Hold on.
I want to make sure with this. This guy.
What type
This is
of a
intense.
Yu-Gi-Oh duel are we having with spells here?
Honestly,
Welcome to casters, bro.
Yeah.
this is caster son.
Okay, so you win this one. Where is it that you Misty Step 2 exactly?
Right next to Karuni.
Okay, so you Misty Step out of your bindings, right next to Karuni. For this one, let me make a quick check real quick. 1 second. Because I had a fucking plan for this too. I knew you were gonna try to find a way to escape the bindings, and now I can enact this
Well, of
trap.
course.
This is perfect. This works
Bruh.
perfectly to enact this trap.
Jesus.
I prepared for this shit. You've done the same thing before, so I had to fucking prepare for this one now. I had
Dude,
to
because you didn't give me a choice. I'm sorry that we don't get a succeeding save on a bullshit stun forever ability, okay? I'm not getting into this again. You're gonna rile me up, I'm gonna scream.
Okay, so that's okay. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Let me do something real quick.
I was gonna say probably it's just like to an outsider. This is probably just like a banjo.
This is probably it, right?
Like
Let's
the
see.
stereotypical playing over like rednecks talking. Oh God, I just realized Karuni comes from a family of rednecks.
Eric,
Eric.
does a 15 hit you?
No, it doesn't, bitch. Half plate. Let's go.
All right. Let's see. Does a 16 hit?
No.
God damn. Even with multi-attack, I still miss. As you miss, you step back towards Karuni. You feel what's it called? You feel rustling behind you, and you see that there are 2 arrows basically directly at your back, but they both clink off of the armor. You look over at Agatha. She says, "What? How are you?" Urgh."
Middle
Both of you
fingers.
guys roll initiative here.
Oh no.
I got a plan.
Karuni got a 17.
I got a 6.
17 and a 6. Okay, let me make some rolls for everybody real quick, because you got 4 opponents you're currently facing.
Okay,
Oh, that's
for this one you have the cards though, right?
The cards?
I mean the sheets.
The sheets.
Yes, I have the sheets for these ones. Don't worry. I have the
Okay,
I have the
I was-
proper character sheets for these ones. Don't worry.
I thought for a second this is gonna be another like another situation of oh shit I don't have a page for this guy.
No, I had these prepped. Don't worry. I had these ones prepped.
Good.
Eric is just eating this up right now.
Okay, so
Oh, I'm having fun.
Enjoy it.
I thought Hariki was talking to me. I was like, what do I have in my inventory
wow.
that's gonna help?
All right.
Yeah, I was because I was like, can you listen to signal?
No, dude, all I got is the stone. But I
By
can't
the
really
way,
do nothing with that right now.
Sailor, your brother's name was Baxter.
What?
Baxter.
Baxter Stockman.
Baxter.
These country
Teenage
hicks.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Baxter.
Baxter.
Um.
Sounds like a dog's name.
Yes.
Come here, Baxter.
Yes.
Hariki, that exact gif, that's what I was referring to.
I was thinking of fucking New Vegas. I was thinking
Okay.
about fucking New Vegas
Um.
bastard.
Okay. Perfect.
She's like, I'm 250 years
Okay,
old. Damn.
so I am so sorry. This is not my fault. 2 of them got a higher roll than both you and Karuni. So 2 will go first. Kolkis
It's not gonna
will
last
begin.
long.
Kolkis will begin. He will go straight for you, Eric, and he is going to slash you. He's going to you see that his arms kind of like push out blades that he grabs at handles, and he is going to slash you twice, Eric. Give me one.
It's Ezio.
This has- Oh, that actually sucks too, because he has
What'd you get?
advantage. So
What do
he
you
has
mean he has advantage?
he has Assassinate. During its first turn, the assassin has advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn. So unfortunately, both of these attacks will be given to you at advantage for Kolkis.
You can suck my balls at advantage, bro.
Holy. Okay. So 22 will hit. Let me see how much damage real quick.
Wait, what was the second roll?
Oh, the second roll was a 19. Let's see. Let me check the damage real quick. Okay. What was it?
I'm gonna get hit for like a bajillion poison damage, bruh.
Dude, as long as it isn't a one-hit kill, this won't. Will this go on the counter?
No, it's gotta be one hit.
Oh, you lucked out. He rolled low on his attack, so he dealt.
Okay.
On his first attack, he dealt 10 slashing damage. And Eric, you have to give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 16.
Let me me see. Does that beat it? Let me see real quick.
Yes, it has to.
Double check.
Watch him about to say, okay, you don't pass.
No, you just barely missed by 1.
You actually passed by
Oh.
1, surprisingly.
Yeah,
so
suck my
you don't.
fat, hairy balls.
So you don't get poisoned, but he still has 1 more attack because of multi-attack against you. Oh!
Yeah.
I'm looking off in the distance like a character from The Office would look at a camera,
I'm afraid you have
like
been
in real life.
I'm afraid you have been nat 20 on the second hit.
No, I don't. Silvery barbs.
Okay. I guess I'll make another advantage reroll, I guess.
No, it's not an advantage.
oh.
Okay, yeah, make an advantage reroll. Actually, do it.
Silvery bar.
Well, as fate would have deemed it, you still got nat 20 on the second one.
Cube, you're telling me
I'm making the
you
rolls.
rolled 2 nat 20s?
Yes, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm using D&D Beyond. Okay, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Screenshot that shit right now and send it to the group chat.
Hold the fuck on. I need to fucking grab it real quick. Wait.
Nipping tool is your best friend here.
You're telling me you rolled 4 nat 20s?
No, I rolled only 2. So the first one he got an 18 and a nat 20.
Of those 4 dice, you have to take the lowest one.
No, but he's rolling advantage. Remember? Oh wait.
You don't get advantage. It's silvery barbs.
No, silvery barbs. Okay, let me make a reroll for you then because I used the wrong one. Sorry. I'll make a reroll for you then. You saved yourself because I forgot how silvery barbs work. Okay, I will reroll it for you.
This guy.
Does a 16 hit? Does a 16?
No, it doesn't.
Hit you. Okay,
No,
so
it
you
doesn't.
you lucked
Fuck
out.
you.
You lucked out. Okay, you fucking lucked out. Okay.
Harry, post that middle finger gif again.
Okay, so is there anything else I can? I'm trying to see if there's anything else on this page for bonus action. No. Okay. Well, okay. So, advantage on attack roll. Targets assassin. Okay. Well, you see that Kolkis rushes up to you, and you try to sidestep, but he kind of catches you sidestepping, and he slashes you on the chest, and you see him try to thrust his other dagger at you, and you manage to just duck out of the way just in time. It only just barely grazed your clothing, and you can see pretty much in like slow motion that the daggers are also equipped with that same poison that you investigated earlier today.
Those are expensive linens.
So that was his turn. It's Baxter's turn now. So
Baxter's a Baxter back bitch.
Baxter.
Okay, this could be Eric's secret in-laws. That's crazy.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to go to you, Karuni, and he's going to slash you twice. And since you haven't taken a turn yet, he has advantage.
Right.
Okay, so the first swing. Wait, hold on. Shit. Does a 14 hit?
But she has a reaction, so I'm gonna use that.
And what is your reaction?
Gift of the Gem Dragon, telekinetic reprisal.
Go ahead and give me another description of it again.
You manifest some of the power of the Gem Dragons, granting you the following benefits: increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1 to maximum of 20. When you take damage from a creature within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to emanate telekinetic energy. The creature that dealt damage to you must take a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 force damage and is pushed up to 10 feet away from you.
Okay, so Baxter.
Save,
sorry.
The creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay, so Baxter needs to make a
strength saving throw.
To make a strength saving
14.
throw. But does the damage still run through, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but it won't push him back 10 feet away.
Oh, I'm talking about the so he rolled a 14 to hit you. do you still take damage from that because of the gem dragon?
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yes.
Let me roll the damage first. Let me see. So.
I know it's really important right now, but I'll be back in literally 1 minute.
Okay. So Karuni, you take 14 points of slashing damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's a 3.
Karuni, you have been poisoned. So give yourself the poison status effect. And you said Baxter needs to make a strength saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so strength saving throw. What is the strength? What is the DC?
14.
14. He fails that. So how much damage does he take?
8.
8 points
And
of.
he's pushed back 10 feet.
He's pushed back 10 feet. So.
Oh, he's failed. Huge.
Yeah, he failed. He rolled a 9. 5. Oh, that should be counted as 2. So that's 5, 10. So he's pushed back and he's prone. And he takes 9 points. Or sorry, 8 points of force damage. If I can remember where the fuck I placed my goddamn pen. Damn it! I fucking lost my pen again. Fuck.
Oh yeah, Karuni is poisoned, by the way.
Yeah, Karuni is also poisoned, taking 14 points of slashing damage. So he's pushed back. He's going to. He spent 5, 10, 15. I think he spent about 20 to get to you. He's going to expend half his movement to get up from the knockdown state. And unfortunately, you are 5 feet away, or you're 10 feet away, and he can only move 5 feet, so he is not able to reach you. However, he will. Yeah, so he will now pull out a crossbow and target you, Eric. Okay, so. Does a. Hold on, let me calculate this real quick. Does a 17 hit?
Damn it, just barely.
Okay. Rolling for damage. Man, the damage on this one actually is annoying. Let me see. One second. Wait. Okay. God damn it. Fucking advertisement. Fuck off. I do not fucking care, YouTube. Okay. Eric.
Everyone, this is your reminder to sub to Keep Patreon to
Yes,
get
so
this
that
stupid
we
advertising.
won't have this issue with the D&D background music. Eric, you are hit for 17 points of piercing damage as Baxter pulls out a crossbow and he shoots you in your other shoulder. You don't have to make a save for this one because it's not his dagger, so you are
Thank
safe
God.
from that.
I'm
But
almost
that
there.
is the end of his turn. Karuni, now it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna have her disengage action.
Okay, so you use your action to disengage. Okay.
She's gonna move away 15 feet.
15 feet, so 5, 10, 15. So that's 15 feet, okay.
You want to add another one? Just in
Another
case.
one, so 20 feet, okay, 20 feet.
Yeah. And that's an action spent, right?
Yeah, that's an action spent when you do a disengage. Unless you're like a rogue and you can do disengage as a bonus action.
But you're not a rogue, are you?
Nope. So,
Unless you multi-class.
so you took a disengage and you move back, okay?
And that will be it for her turn.
Okay.
She's trying to like.
Please let it be Eric with the case turn.
Unfortunately, it is not. It is Agatha's turn.
Agatha, you stank bitch.
Agatha is
Hold
going
on,
to
hold on.
look at you, Karuni. Karuni, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw for me, please. DC is 14.
That is a 16.
Barely passed. Holy shit. You see that Agatha. You see Agatha like twirling something in her hand as she throws it at you, and you notice that it is another web. You are able to duck under it. You see Agatha like snap her fingers. She's you critter.
Whoa!
And she's going to shoot you. She's going to shoot you, Eric.
Bruh.
Let me make a roll real quick to see if he hits.
How much did Karuni take in damage again? I forgot.
You took 14 points of slashing damage. Oh, I forgot you're poisoned. Let me double check the poison status effect real quick.
Just disadvantage on attack rolls, nothing else. Or you can keep checking and not trust what I say. That's cool.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm making the roll for fucking Agatha. Fuck off. I'm making a roll for Agatha to see if she hits you. Damn it.
This guy. Imagine not trusting your players. Especially me.
Damn, she missed with a 13. Agatha looks over at you and she shoots an arrow, and you are able to deftly duck under it, Eric. Once again, she snaps her fingers again in anger. And that's it for her turn. And unfortunately, it is not your turn yet, as it is the mage's turn now. Let's see. Let me pull up the mage stat block real quick. I'm just gonna pull up the mage stat block. Okay, so the mage is going to cast
Get the base.
Nothing. You're gonna cast nothing because you suck.
Let's see. This mage is going to cast magic missile at a 4th level at you.
At who's you?
Each dart will be 4, so then that's 4d4 plus 1. Oh, sorry, 4d4 plus 4, because that's for each. So 4d4.
Is it really plus 1 on each dart?
Yeah, on each dart, it's 1d4 plus 1. And since she's doing this at a
d4.
No, it's not a flat d4. I'm looking at it on here. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. Yeah,
so I didn't take magic missile.
At a 4th level, so then that's going to be 4 darts. So that deals 14 points of force damage as you see this mage take out one of their hands from their robe and lift their hand into the sky. You see this like red ball of light as like 4 darts burst out from it, passing like deftly dodging Baxter and Culkus and directly hitting you, Eric, dealing 14 points of force damage. As it does that, and that's it for its action. Now it's your turn, Eric.
Y'all so done. Y'all so done for. All right. I'm gonna take my action to disengage.
Okay.
Then run over to Karuni.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so you're at 25.
Karuni, hold on tight.
She grabs onto his arm.
Tighter.
He holds on tighter.
I'm going to cast another spell with my action. But wait, didn't I already use my action to disengage?
You're going to.
You're right,
spell.
because I'm going to action surge.
Oh, that's right. Action surge.
To give me an additional action, which I use to cast fly. And we are going to get the heck out of dodge.
Wait, real fucking quick. I need to check one thing real quick.
And I subtle spell cast it.
Watch out. There's about to be some legendary action. If an enemy if an enemy goes into
I want the
flying,
leg.
you get shot down.
You get shot.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking. They blot out the moon
Um,
for copyright reasons.
Damn.
They cannot blot out the sun.
fucking damn subtle spell. Okay, so God, fuck off, fuck off, fucking advertisements. Okay. Anyway, okay, so you cast. What does he cast? Fly.
Fly.
Okay, so you cast fly. Holding on to Karuni. Well, the question is, you only have about 5 more feet of movement, if I remember correctly. So this will force you up, I think, only for 5 feet.
But we're
This-
flying.
Yeah, this will only get you up to about, there you go, 5 feet-ish is about as far as it goes. Okay, anything else you do here?
Mm, that's it.
All right. It's back
Great.
to Colchis' turn. Colchis is going to throw another webbing. Eric, give me a dexterity saving throw, if you'd be so kind. I'll
Fuck
give you
you. How about that's for kindness?
All right, never mind then.
Advantage. Let's do it.
No, you didn't even let me finish, Brad.
I'm sorry if this is my 15th fucking dexterity saving throw to not instantly die. All right. Could you be so
I'll give you
kind as
advantage on
to
this because
understand
of
my
its fire.
stress levels
Yeah.
right now?
I'll give you advantage.
That's a
because-
20.
Okay, so
If
you
I fail this
managed
dex
to
save, I'll kill myself.
you managed to dodge the webbing,
Yeah.
and now you will get hit with an arrow next.
No, I won't. I have a super high armor class.
Arrow
Arrow.
does a 17 hit.
Shield.
Let's see. let me
It does
roll the
not.
Damage. What's up?
I cast shield. It does not.
Ah, damn. Okay, so you're able to cast shield, and you see that the arrow clinks off.
I grab it. I grab it like Loki in the first Avengers movie.
Okay. So you grab the arrow. Okay, so that's Colchis' turn. Baxter's next. Baxter is going to shoot another arrow at you, Eric.
Can't shoot for shit, Baxter.
24 hits. Okay. 24 hits, dealing. Wait, what is that for this one? It is. Shit, I hate doing this on my phone, but I don't have the fucking thing pulled up on my other one, which sucks. Let me see real quick. On D&D Beyond. So that would be. Crossbow would be 1. Okay, 7. 2. Yeah, so. 2. Eric, you see that an arrow is flung towards you, and you see, barely just as you are able to turn, you get hit by an arrow in the chest, dealing 12 points of piercing damage. Oh. As you are hit with this arrow, you feel a bit of your life. You feel your life fade from you. Karuni, as you are holding on to Eric, you hear just a thunk as you look up over and you see that an arrow has completely hit him in the chest. And you both fall to the ground. Eric now incapacitated. And you also fall with him. Colchis looks over. He says, "Now I told you what would happen if you did that. Now I had to do this. You happy now?"
Hold on, let me go on microphone. Hold on.
Um, Baxter looks over. And says,
Rudy just looks to Eric. She just doesn't keep her eyes off of him. And she goes, "You came all this way just to drag me back. And you decided to hurt someone that I truly care about."
"Well, it was the only way to get you back home, baby girl."
And also in this time, as she's like, speaking, she reaches into Eric's pocket and takes out a potion from there that he actually told her about. I would need to make a stealth saving throw, right? Stealth check.
Yes, give me a stealth check to see if you're able to, or a sleight of hand check to see if you're able to swipe it without them noticing.
That is an 18.
You're able to swipe the potion out of your pocket, okay? Or out of Eric's pocket.
And in the meantime, she's like, still speaking, but she's like opening the bottle like carefully, and she's like,
if you are going to open the bottle, give me a stealth check to see if you're able to hide it from them, because you have one that is close. Agatha is watching intently, so give me a stealth check.
Cunt. I can't say that.
Give me give me a stealth check to see if you're able to open the bottle without them noticing.
That's a 9.
But
what I will do in this moment, Karina, essentially what she does in this moment is she opens the bottle and she drinks it, and she goes to Eric and she like essentially kisses him to give the potion into his mouth.
As you are about to reach for Eric's face, another arrow whizzes past you directly, and it grazes and like puts a cut onto like the bridge of your nose. As you hear Agatha say, "We can't be having none of that now, had we?"
Karina doesn't care at that point. She just wants to save this man. She kisses Eric.
Let's see. Okay. We'll do this. I'll give you a contested dexterity check. So Agatha will make a check to see if she's able to load. No dex? Oh, because I was gonna see. Agatha is gonna try to quickly load another arrow into her crossbow just before you reach Eric's face. So, how would I do this? Let me double check all the abilities. Let me check all the skills and shit.
I mean, contested dex seems right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Contested dex. So, yeah. So give me. Actually, I'll make a dexterity check first for Agatha. That is a 16. So your DC is 16 to beat with a dexterity check.
Can this be with advantage?
4.
Just the...
she's such a good player.
I can't give you the advantage on that one. What was the number you got?
Wait a minute, I just remembered something.
Don't tell me you're gonna fucking cast another goddamn silvery barbs as you're dead.
When I did cast silvery barbs, I can give advantage to another creature for them to use on a roll.
You saved yourself again. Give the advantage. Give yourself the advantage.
Ignore that roll.
Give yourself the advantage with another dex. So give me another dex check.
With advantage.
28.
Okay. You see that Agatha loads up another arrow, and just before she's about to fire, you immediately give Eric a healing potion. What type of healing potion was it exactly?
This was the potion in the library that gave me a long rest.
Oh, okay. So you are basically now given a full long rest, Eric, as you are immediately awakened to see that Karuni has giving you basically giving you a full kiss on the lips. As Agatha looks in shock and like lowers her crossbow. You see that Colchis looks over and says, "What? Oh, jeez. Oh, by Astra. What am I gonna do with you, you wild
Bet you
child?"
only saw that shit in fairy tales.
I had to think quick,
Yes.
sorry.
Yes, I did. Good gracious. Alright. What are we gonna do with you, boy? Here's what we'll do.
Yo, mama. I don't say that in
How
character.
about
No.
how about we do this? Alright. I know you're familiar with the very familiar name. Werther, ain't that right?
Who's asking?
Well, of course, the only one here is asking. Me. Colchis. Now, here's what I'll tell you. I have ties with Werther, alright? Now, here's my thing. I got something that usually when I start to feel a little too threatened, Werther answers a call of sorts. Now, as you can see, you see Colchis lift up one of his shoulders, and this like huge like whole arm tattoo on his arm begins to like slightly glow as he says, "I'm starting to feel a little threatened by you. Now, I
Just a
know you
lowly
have
demon.
Werther is much different than that, I assure you. And this, I'm not even a demon, right? I ain't even a demon a part of this. I just got a little something from Werther to help me find my daughter. Now, I suggest, if you know what's good for you, you relinquish Karuni to us, and I'll make sure that this doesn't go off." As he's looking at you, you see that the tattoo begins glowing brighter and brighter by the second. What's it gonna be? You want Werther here? You got him here. You know his machinations. You know what he'll do. Hell, I don't even know what he'll do. So, you relinquish
don't know?
Karuni to us.
Let me tell you. Whenever he sees that you called him here to take care of little old me, while you're outnumbering us 4-2, I think he'll be very upset.
Oh, I won't be here by the time you see her. Trust me about that. I don't even think Werther wants to be here on his own when you're here. He might just send one of his playthings to come play with you. Maybe. So, if you know what's good for you, you relinquish Karuni to us, and we won't have no troubles here.
Randy looks to Eric and she's like, I think I'll go. It's fine.
Why did we stuff Reese's Take 5
All right.
with 5 flavors? Because
Let me walk you to him.
can't handle 6.
At least let me do that.
Mikuni just helps him up and she walks towards her father.
Now see, we ain't gotta do it like that, alright? Ain't no
As soon
problem.
as I get within 10 feet of him, I cast Prestidigitation on his wrist.
He stands back, holding out onto his arm. He goes over, he grabs you with like a firm grip on one of your shoulders. He says, "Now see, you ain't gotta do something like that. Now, all we gotta do is just go home. Baxter, you mind making sure that this guy doesn't cause any more trouble per se? I just need to make sure that nothing happens to him, in a sense." You see Baxter looks over and says, "Oh, I gladly would try to do something with that." He goes over and he says, "Oh, wait, but I forgot. I know you got something that you gotta call this a weird feeling, but I feel like something's gonna be coming down from you. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a caution here. Now, here's what I'll do. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. You don't move. I'll make sure you get tied up, and we ain't got no more problems. Ain't that right?
I'll tell you one better. Give me a second while I think of a really cool one-liner.
I wouldn't recommend doing another spell right now. If you're trying to cast one, at least, because, well, it ain't gonna go well for you. You see that Culcus begins stepping away from you guys. Stepping away, going about this far. Now, you don't want to do something stupid now, Matt. You won't want to do stupid now while in the presence of the Grey Baxter. Right? You got a brain in your noggin. You know that if you cause some problems right now, people in the city ain't gonna like that. Especially, he scoffs and he looks over. He tilts his head towards his father. He's like, especially you don't want to be one of Werther's little playthings. I'll tell you that much. Them things are dangerous, wild things. Now, are you gonna comply?
Hey, Cube.
Yes.
I gotta head out, man.
Okay, that's fine. We're gonna end the encounter here after this one anyway, so that's fine.
What the fuck?
Colchis looks over. He says, "All right now, see, ain't no problems here. Trust me, all right. We'll find somebody more suitable for you, Karuni. Ain't no problems here." As you see that the ground beneath him begins to open up, almost the ground beneath him kind of becomes like a liquid, and it starts to part little by little. And Karuni, you begin sinking into the ground with Colchis. As he looks over at you, Eric, the whole time he's being pulled into the ground, he says, "Now as for you, I suggest you keep your eyes out, unless you want to get caught off guard again." And they completely dissipate, and they completely disappear into the ground. Eric, Baxter looks over at you. He says, "Well, looks like my job done here. So, I might as well take my leave, if you don't mind. I'm gonna go." And you see, I'll give you a chance to try to do something here.
I grabbed the back of Baxter's collar.
Okay, so that's going to be a
He turns his
grapple.
back to me.
Okay, that's going to be a grapple check. How tall is Eric?
5'8".
5'8". This guy is 6 foot. So I'm not gonna. I was gonna give you disadvantage, but because you're around the same,
What
you're
do you
about.
fucking
No.
mean?
I'm saying I was gonna give you it, but you're around. You're at a good enough height to grab it easily. So I'll just give you a passive roll for this one. This is for athletics. So this is a grapple.
This is my athletics
So-
versus his athletics or acrobatics.
Yep. He'll actually go for athletics. What is the roll?
I think I rolled this campaign's first 0.
He rolled. Well, he rolled a 3, so still
That's
outbeat it.
incredible.
He outbeat it. He, as you go over to try to grab Baxter's collar, you see that he was preparing for you to do that, and as you put out a hand to try to reach it, he immediately ducks under, grabs your hand, and like judo style pulls you over his arm, and he slams you onto the ground in front of him. As you are now looking up at him, he says, "Now, you ain't gotta do something like that, boy. Come on, we can't be doing nothing like that here." Agatha, you got some time here. As he's holding on to your arm in like a very, like at a point where it's like it feels like it's going to like dislocate. He looks over. He says, "Agatha, you mind going and putting on some restraints on this guy? We can't be having him follow us anywhere." Agatha looks over and says, "Oh, with pleasure." As she goes over and you hear her like untie like a large strain of rope. And above you, you see that above you, you see that she ties this rope around one of your arms and then puts it close to your chest. Fucking ads. You know what? We're gonna close this anyway since we're like near the end of the session. She pushes one of your arm. If she pushes your other arm to your chest and wraps around the rope around you and like basically hog ties you. And then Baxter looks over and says, now this is a doozy. How am I gonna get his other arm? All right, I know how to do this. You see him as he's still holding your arm, Eric. He grabs the rope and then he lifts you up. And has you like facing away from him, having your arm behind you. He says, that's better. All right, go on and put the rest of them on him. And you see that Agatha puts some more rope at your feet, and then you feel Baxter's hand on your other shoulder as he pushes your other arm into to your side, and then Agatha wraps around that one too with the other rope. She says, "All right, seems like everything's in place. Can we go home now? I've been missing that apple pie." Baxter looks over and says, "Yeah, no, Mama makes a mean pie, I tell you that. Come on, hey, wizard, what was your name?" The wizard doesn't respond. As Baxter looks over, he says, all right, whatever. You see Baxter grab you and he tosses you over to the side, underneath one of the, basically into the shadows. As Baxter looks over, he says, all right, come on, it's time to head home. You see that the mage goes with them, and just like what you saw with Kulkus and Karuni, you see that the ground beneath them slowly begins to create waves as if it's liquid, and you see that it starts to part again, and they slowly sink into the ground until they are completely submerged and disappear into the ground. Leaving Eric hogtied next to the shops.
Dumbasses, I cast Mage Hand to untie myself.
And you are able to, as stated, without any trouble, untie yourself. You're now left here in the alley with Karuni taken. And that one will have to be the end of the session. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I know this was a very different session than what everybody else is used to, but that was because a little emergency had to come up, and unfortunately I was gone for a little bit. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for watching Chapter 2, Session 3 of Eyes of Astra. Like always, I'd like to get everybody's final opinions on the session. Zoro had already left, so I'll probably ask for his opinion about it on Sunday, if you guys are going to watch it on Sunday, as we're going to continue on from there.
Who
Bapu.
already left?
Oh, he is still here. Never mind. I made a
He's
mistake.
behind you in real life.
He said nothing personal, kid. Since Zoro had come back, Zoro, anything you'd like to say about today's session?
Nice quick session. See y'all Sunday. I'm gonna head out now. Good night, y'all.
Everybody say good night to Zoro.
Good night.
Hey, Zoro, I love you.
Sailor, anything you'd like to say about today's session?
Man,
That's it? Man.
I'm speechless. This is actually the first session I'm actually speechless. It was good, don't get me wrong, it was good. I'm just...
Yeah, I told you to be ready for a strain between you and Eric through an outside force.
No, because the fact that this... we'll discuss it after. I don't want to hold...
Yeah, we'll discuss it after. Yaka, anything you want to say before I end the session? Or anything about today's session specifically?
What the fuck?
Seething with rage and anger. Nice. And lastly, Hariki, anything you want to say about today's session?
Fucking hell, we had a lot of shit.
Indeed. There was actually supposed to be more planned for today's session, but I wasn't expecting for you guys to put up quite a formidable fight against them. So, I'm glad I managed to set up this four party attack here. But anyway, thank you, any and everyone, for watching. Please go sub to my Patreon. Go sub to the Dollar Club. $1 will always be enough for you guys to show support. I will probably post some more stuff for my Patreon. I have no clue what the fuck I'm gonna post there. Probably, I don't know, like streaming schedules or some shit. Fuck if I know, something around that area. Go subscribe to go check out Hariki and Sailor Celeste channels on Twitch. Hariki posts Tekken content, and Sailor is posting a bunch of different content, a variety of gaming. And I mean, shout out to Yakamashi for completely fucking me over this session. Left and right.
It's the second time this has happened.
Yeah.
Almost got away with it too.
He almost got away with it, indeed. Yes, he almost got away with it. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching the stream. I will see all of you guys on Sunday when we hold session 4